The Marriage Conversation. Discovering new pathways to intimacy in marriage. With your host, Dr. Stephen Frew.
Do you ever wonder why so many marriages seem lifeless, boring, or even deeply troubled? Does a 50% failure rate make sense to you? How many marriages do you know that would make a good model for your own marriage? I'm Stephen Frew. Welcome to the Marriage Conversation. Today we seem to have lost our way. The joy and celebration of the wedding fades quickly, and couples 5 or 6 years into marriage are already considering separation. Did you know that 90% of couples who separate more than 6 months divorce? What's going on here? Over 150 years ago, the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said this: "Many people reach their conclusions about life like schoolboys. They cheat their master by copying the answer out of a book without having worked out the sum for themselves." This may be one of the underlying and central explanations for why marriages fail. We're talking about paradigm or model. We live in an old paradigm. Some years ago, a man I know divorced his wife. She was my friend also, and when talking about the divorce, she said it was simple. "I was the original pipe and slippers girl," she said. "I was raised to serve him and not have any life of my own. That won't happen again." She was referring to a model of marriage that she'd been raised with. We would say a paradigm that shaped the way she behaved in that marriage. That model has long ago worn out and been discarded, but the larger view of marriage we work within is largely unchallenged. Marriage as we know it, I think, is a 12th century romance, a 15th century agreement in the protection of property. By the way, that agreement defined property as wives and children as well as real property, and a 20th century party we call a wedding. We think of it as a shell that no longer honors the deep intent of those who marry. Marriage needs a whole new way of imagining its promise, its richness, its complexity, and its substance. With these rings is a model of marriage that I think you'll find compelling in simplicity of design, its usefulness, and in its power in making a case for lifelong commitment. We invite you to enjoy it with us by coming to themarriageconversation.com. This is Stephen Frew. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to The Marriage Conversation. For more free articles, recordings, and videos, please visit The Marriage Conversation at www.marriageconversation.com.